At the very top of Bumbleweed Hill, far from roads, shops, and boring grown-up rules, there lived a dragon. His name was Stinkpot, and he was exactly what his name suggested. He smelled terribly. Not like rotten eggs or cabbage stew. No. Stinkpot smelled of old socks, wet umbrellas, and something you once dropped behind the sofa and forgot for 3 years. But Stinkpot didn't mind. Dragons are not the sort to worry about personal hygiene. He was proud to be different. He didn't hoard gold. He didn't roast sheep. He didn't terrorize villages, though he did once sneeze so hard that 3 cows rolled down a hill. What Stinkpot loved was smells. He collected them in bottles, in jars, in teacups and jam pots. Hundreds of containers lined the walls of his cave, each sealed tight with a cork and labeled in scratchy writing. One jar was labeled, "Freshly baked cinnamon rolls, pinched from Mrs. Wobble's bakery." Another, "Thunder after a summer storm." And another, "Baby dragon breath, mine." He sniffed them all daily, like most people read their favorite stories. And he was quite content until one day Effie Tittle arrived. She stomped up the hill in a muddy coat and scuffed boots, with her tangled hair tied in 13 different ribbons and a jam sandwich in one hand. She was 10 years old and fearless. "Hello!" she shouted into the cave. Stinkpot, who had just uncorked a particularly spicy jar labeled Dad's Old Slippers, let out a surprised snort that puffed green smoke. "Are you—" Effie squinted into the dark. "A real dragon?" A pair of golden eyes blinked at her. "No," said the voice. "I'm a sock with wings." Effie grinned. "Brilliant. I've always wanted to meet a sarcastic sock." The dragon lumbered forward, scales shimmering like burnt copper. He sniffed the air. "You smell like jam and mischief," he said. "Thank you," said Effie politely. "My name's Effie. I brought you a present." She pulled a tiny bottle from her pocket. Inside was a tuft of grass, 2 petals, and a wisp of something invisible. "I caught the smell of the first day of spring," she said. "It's my favorite." Stinkpot held the bottle gently in his claw. He sniffed, and his eyes went wide. No one had ever given him a smell before, not once. "Would you like to see my collection?" he asked, his voice suddenly hopeful. Effie nodded. He led her inside the cave. It was enormous, warm, cozy, and smelling of everything and nothing all at once. Bottles lined the shelves like colorful soldiers. She read the labels out loud. "The inside of a new book. Laughing so hard you snort. Sunday morning with pancakes." They spent the whole afternoon sniffing jars, laughing, and sharing stories. Day after day, Effie came back. She brought smells of her own. Lost tooth under a pillow. Raincoat after a muddy race. Grandma's hug, extra strong version. They built a new shelf together and called it the memory shelf. Then one rainy evening, Effie arrived with a very small bottle. "I saved this one for last," she whispered. Stinkpot uncorked it. It smelled of warm toast, cinnamon, tree bark, and something else, something soft, something a little sad and a lot wonderful. "What is it?" he asked quietly. Effie smiled. "It's the smell of having a friend." Stinkpot didn't say a word. He placed the bottle on the highest shelf, above all the others, and every night before he curled up to sleep, he sniffed it once, just once, and smiled.